Hey guys, how's it going? Chris Anderson here with Reuben Bresler for round 3 of our video with Lantern Control for Team Cardhoarder. Let's see, we on the play this time? Looks like it.
I think no, but this hand's great regardless of when we're playing. So
Okay, so yeah, keep this.
we have all of our colors. We have turns 1, 2, and 3. We got it all. And
Yeah,
our
we can get a
bonus-
glint nest to our lantern.
Yep.
And mulligan.
Yep. So no discard spell
Number
means we're
5.
just going to be in Botanical Sanctum.
Yes, we are on the play.
Guess we're on the play. And there's a Shredder. Secrets out.
Alright.
F6.
Now we shred ourselves on turn 1 in the dark.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Especially with an Academy runes in play.
As if the secret wasn't out before.
Right.
What is a deck that has Windswept Heath and Gitaxian Probe in it? Is this Infect?
It might be Infect.
Okay. Infect is a good matchup. Glintnest Crane, surprisingly good in this matchup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stands in front of the incremental Inkmoth Nexuses and Glistener Elves. This Pithing Needle being in our opener is also quite good for that. So we shall see what occurs here.
Get breeding.
Okay.
Yep.
Get breeding pool play, something. Yep, there he is. All right, shred ourselves in the dark. Well, that's unfortunate, but oh well.
Yeah. This is though we're on the bottom of our library as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. And there's a Glintnest Crane. Incremental advantage that stands in front of a Glistener Elf. This card just does it all. Oh my god, that's not good.
Could be better.
I mean, it puts three lands on the bottom, I guess, but it's also just a 1/3. Like, I'm perfectly happy with.
Right. Play the Mox now, I think, just because
I didn't.
Spell Pierce.
Just play around Spell Pierce, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, could have. If he's Spell Piercing a Mox Opal, then
especially because he knows that we've got the Mox too, since we got it with Glintnest Crane.
Right.
It's not like we're hiding any information by not playing it. That's a little annoying.
I mean, okay. What do you think?
I think we're supposed to block.
I mean, we can block it, and then we can Pithing Needle Pendlehaven if you really want to.
Well, our Glintnest Crane will no longer be a 1/1 then. Or 1/3, it'll be a 0/1. Because Infect does damage to creatures in the form of
Yeah,
negative
I might just take this.
Okay.
Like, are we in danger of dying here?
I don't think so. Next turn we might be, though.
Yeah, I think we can take one hit.
Okay.
And then stand in front of the Glistener Elf once we Pithing Needle this Pendlehaven. He doesn't have enough to become a Mensis out of nowhere. I guess he could Pump Spell, but yeah.
He doesn't have the delve for it.
Yeah, so this is another reason why we mill ourselves and not other people.
Right.
Okay.
There
we go.
That's pretty good.
Perfect. I guess we'll go Swamp, Mox Opal. What do you like first?
I like Lantern first.
Lantern.
Another Glintnest Crane. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now we want to play Pithing Needle to play around Spell Pierce.
Okay. Is that going to be on his Inkmoth Nexus, or is it going to be on his?
I believe this is on Pendlehaven.
Okay.
Mill...
Forces him to use Pump Spell.
Yeah. So you like? What do you think?
Yeah, I like Pendlehaven. We also could just hit Misty Rainforest.
We could.
I think Pendlehaven's more useful for him, though.
You like this better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this guy. I guess we'll do it this way.
Yeah, him having Noble Hierarchs would be bad for us for the same reason as Pendlehaven, but
sure.
Using a Pump Spell, there's Noble Hierarch.
We can also mill all of his future.
Right.
Those.
Just infect creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Glintnest Crane will just hit a bridge, and then we can play both.
Right.
Well, actually, I think we wait a turn for the bridge, if we get one. Oh. Smoke. Okay.
Okay. Well, hopefully we're not dead somehow. If he has, like,
Rancor.
Distortion Strike. We just block here, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Berserk. There's no instant speed like tramplers, right?
Teamer Battle Rage?
So we mill this, Noble.
Yeah, I don't like him having Noble here.
How do you feel about that?
We could mill that if you wanted to.
I mean, we got so many mills that we can do it. That's see?
Strike. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No, that's pretty good.
So I guess we just mill now.
Okay.
Right? See if he wants to shuffle. Well,
let's play Glint Nest and see what we get off of it.
Do you want to play the ruins first? Use the mana?
Nah, let's wait. We've got Mox Opal, so we're okay on color sources.
Yeah.
Pithing Needle and another Opal. I guess it's the Needle.
Yeah, this is the needle.
It makes 4 more of his draws dead. I would have really liked to have had it be a bridge.
Yeah, would have been nice. We just needle here. And this name's Nick Moth.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll see if he
We'll see
cracks
what he
his
does
Misty.
with his Misty Rainforest, yeah. What do you think?
I think it's still Ink Moth.
Yeah. Oops, Ink Moth. No, come on. Ink Moth. There we go. And pass, I guess? So
Yeah,
let
I
him
think
have
so.
his Noble?
I think we let him have the Noble. It's not ideal, but like it could be a lot worse.
Okay.
And then we can mill our Glimmer Void away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. We just block here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did have the Ink Moth.
Yeah.
That's why he held on the Misty, I imagine. Spellskite, that doesn't do much for him. Bobble, that's kind of annoying.
Do we want to draw the bauble?
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice.
Okay.
With Fair. Fair's good.
Fair's good. Does he have mutagenic growth? Do we care?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do we want to bauble now?
Sure.
Since we don't have the guy yet.
Right.
Okay. And then go?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So the question is whether or not we can take a lethal hit from a Glistener Elf this turn, right? It'll take
Right.
2,
Do we know
4.
what's in hand?
No. Might of Old Crozer or Groundswell would be bad. Blighted
Oh,
Agent.
he just passed the turn? Oh, no. He drew...
Oh, we drew an Ensnaring Bridge off the top. Gas. Okay.
We are going to next turn.
Yeah. So we block away.
So we definitely block.
And he's in the lock now. Well, he's not in the
He has to
complete
deal
lock.
lethal damage with Spellskite.
Right. Or Noble Hierarch.
Yeah. Which is really tough to do game 1. After sideboard, they usually have 1 Wild Defiance.
Yeah, that card's pretty good.
And you're dead. So we let him have that.
For sure.
Now we just cut away pump spells
Yes.
for the rest of the game. Sure.
And then we mill ourselves here.
Ha 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 ha. See? He deals us 1.
It's okay. Our Adventures Fair is holding him off.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All right.
You let us... I appreciate him as opposed
Yeah,
to...
respect the When the game is over, the game is over. Come on, man.
So these are cards, right? And these are cards.
Yep, Spellskite for sure.
And Pithing Needle. We don't want Sun Droplet, obviously.
No, it doesn't do much.
Thoughtseizes is good.
Right? Yeah, I think I like Thoughtseize.
And then Welding Jar, they bring in like nature's claims, but this is not the best way to fight those.
Right.
So yeah, we want these 8.
Well, I don't think we need Tezzeret.
Okay. Bye, Tezzeret. Baubles can go away. We can trim on. I mean, they're not going to have anything we need to exile, so we can trim on that guy.
Okay.
And we're bringing in these 8 cards. So
well, we probably don't need the 3rd Pithing Needle. That seems a bit excessive. Like the first one's good, but we don't need Pithing Needles forever.
We don't need 3 Pithing Needles. Fair enough. Getting flooded on Pithing Needles is a thing.
Yeah. Is the Crucible something that happens in these games? Didn't seem like we needed it in the game that we just played.
We didn't need it that game, certainly. If we remove the Crucible, then we are playing old school Lantern, which this matchup is already pretty good. So we can take out the Crucible and we just have to mill him. Our opponent was nice enough to concede to us that we have time, so we can actually. Yeah,
I feel like if he locks us out again, if we lock him out again, he's going to just concede.
I also think that we should cut one Academy Ruins or one Inventor's Fair.
Okay, let's cut.
Matchup, it's actually fine to cut the Inventor's Fair instead because the Academy Ruins gets us back our bridges if we start milling ourselves.
Okay.
And the life doesn't matter at all.
Right.
And by at all, I mean, oftentimes they will have to deal us lethal damage.
Well, no. The life matters a little bit, actually.
Sure.
Because...
Getting rid of the Academy Ruins instead?
Yeah, let's do the Academy Ruins instead.
Okay.
Because the life matters since... once you lock them out with Bridge and they're infect creatures, then they attack with non-infect creatures, so getting life back.
So I'm going to cut this Bell.
Okay.
And then that's our deck.
Sounds good.
Sweet. Yeah, only 22 mana sources in this deck feels a little light, but
everything costs 1, 2, or 3. Like the most expensive card in your deck is 3 mana.
It's a zoo deck.
Right.
It's so weird how this deck is just this weird amalgamation of different styles. We can cast all our spells.
Yeah, it looks good. Collective Brutality is great against infect.
It also has a way to go find
a bridge.
Collective Brutality is always a 2-for-1.
Well,
also empty your hand.
I don't know if it's always a 2-for-1.
It's most of the time it gets
it's a 2-for-2.
It is a 2-for-2.
Got to discard.
Like emptying our hands.
Yeah, emptying our hands can't just be a good thing. Oh, hey there.
All right, so we're gonna drop this Mox Opal like we wanted to.
Yeah, Mox Opal Gold Color Spell Pass, I think.
Yeah, probably. Although we could Stirrings. I mean,
we could. I don't know how useful that is.
It just goes and gets us a Lantern, so theoretically next turn we can play.
Okay.
Our combo.
Yeah, that's fine.
Want to? Or gets us Spellskite maybe. Be pretty clutch as well.
That's true. Spellskite. Yeah, Spellskite.
Easy Spellskite.
And then we actually Brutality first, because then we can take away a
pump spell.
No, the what's the card called? Switch Power Toughness.
Oh, Twisted Image.
Twisted Image, yeah. We can clear the way for Twisted Image and kill off his elf.
Yeah. Good call, good call. And also empty our hand for this Ensnaring Bridge. So if we're not dead, right?
I did see a turn 2 kill at the Magic World Cup.
He could just have Might of Old Krosa, Groundswell, Mutagenic Growth, and we're dead.
Yeah.
Danger of this action. Well, that one gets around Spellskite, right?
Yes, target creature you control.
So that's good for us, I guess.
Unless he's just going to Mutagenic Growth and kill us or something.
Yeah, I mean, he could just kill us here, right?
I'm a little bit terrified right now.
Same.
I mean, I think you're always a little bit terrified when you play against Infect, though. That's the point.
If he fetches mid-combat, I'm just gonna pee a little.
You're gonna wait to see what happens next.
All right,
That's
it's
all we
only
can
3.
do.
All right.
Okay, this is okay.
Such a fun deck because he could just have 4 lands in his hand.
Right. We have no idea. That's why I want to collect
All
intel.
right, what do you want to do?
Ooh, yeah, do that one.
Do that one first.
First? Ooh, is it? Does it matter? No. We don't have the mana to do both.
Okay.
So
I'm thinking we play Inventor's Fair as our land first
okay.
of all, because this casts everything we want. Our options are Inquisition Ghoulcaller spell, or Spellskite, or Collective Brutality.
I think we Collective Brutality, because if we can stick around for another turn, we're golden. So the Brutality will make it will basically force him to use a Blossoming Defense or a Vines to save his listener.
Now that Collective Brutality is our choice.
Yeah, what do we discard?
Do we discard?
I
probably a Bell.
think it's the Glimmer Void or the Bell.
I guess we could do the Glimmer Void too. That's not a bad choice. And do we want to discard 3? Do we want
to? No, we don't need to drain him for 2. That doesn't do anything.
So we'll discard the Bell. I think is the correct choice.
Okay.
It's close though, because I want to guarantee get this Spellskite down. But
right.
I think that's the way to do it. So target. So we're gonna escalate with 2 modes.
Yep.
You're gonna reveal, and a creature's gonna get minus. Cast. Target opponent. You. Creature, this. And then discard Bell. See if we get Spell Pierced here and make all of this irrelevant.
No, that would not feel good.
Yeah, that's the only other consideration is to play the Spellskite, to play around Spell Pierce. But
sure.
I think that this is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, Collective Brutality.
Discarding the Bell is kind of awkward now because we don't have Mox Opal mana.
Right, but we've got Glimmer Void for the 3rd land. I guess the other option we could have done was Inquisition of Kozilek. Alright. There's a blue source. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, we're getting Spell Pierced here.
Yep. Took a while. That's okay, next turn. If he can't kill us, then we win, but I think he'll probably just kill us. Yeah. He tapped really fast. I'm surprised that took him that long, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's unfortunate. I guess we were supposed to cast Spellskite after all?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. Hindsight's 2020.
It's pretty close. Any of this?
No, I like the way that we built.
Yeah, I think we're fine. Give another shot. Yeah, and Bell Inquisition would not have saved us because he had the Pierce.
Right.
So easy peasy.
Okay, sounds alright. We don't have any card selection, which is a bit unfortunate, but we can cast our spells, so.
Yeah, and we get to snag whatever threat he has, if he has a threat.
One Glistener
He has one. Jesus, look at this hand.
Yeah, hit print screen and then copy paste it into your Microsoft Paint so that we can make sure that we know what we've got, or if you've got a clip tool.
I got it. Got that there.
Cool.
Okay, so we want to take out this Glistener Elf.
Yep, that's the only infect creature.
Yeah.
He has a Become Immense. He's got a Might of Old Kroza, Blossoming Defense, Hierarch. Nature's Claim.
Oops.
That's relevant.
Yeah, the Nature's Claim's relevant. But we got this crossing it out, Glistener.
Yep.
All right. High technology.
Go ahead and play the Opal.
Shit. Well, yeah. Well. This is going to be Noble, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think we just decay that thing.
I think so too. So he played Noble.
And did he play the Foothills, or was it a different land?
No, he played Foothills.
Okay. Yep.
So we just decay that thing?
I think so.
I think so too. Also, we're playing this Opal.
Okay, that's a good reason for not playing the Opal last turn.
Yeah.
It's because we want to play the cool.
We had the one out to play the prettier one.
Right.
Yeah, love it. All right. Well, if they can't score, they can't win.
This is true.
So
Defense.
we got defense in that thing, Nature's Claim. Okay. This does give him a Nature's Claim target, also.
Yeah, maybe he'll fire it off. That would be really great.
That'd be hilarious. Oh my god. Really with the
Nexus.
Nexus?
That's pretty good.
That's like his best draw, right?
I don't know about his best draw, but it's a good one.
Well, this is happening.
Alright, just gonna make sure he doesn't have another land. Mutagenic. Yeah.
And
That's fine. I think mutagenic is fine.
I think Mutagenic's fine. See if he's going to fire off this Lantern of Insight, or Nature's Claim on his Lantern of Insight.
Oh yeah, most likely. I think then we shuffle our deck. Or,
Yeah.
Nah, Bell does the same thing.
I mean, we're shuffling our deck.
Okay.
Because I don't want this Glimmer Void.
Right, well, we could just Bell.
That's true. What do you want to do?
I honestly don't know. Let's gain the life.
Alright, let's gain the life. And we let him have this Mutagenic?
Yeah, I believe so, because then it means he can't cast any other pump spells because he's got
this Become Immense.
Right, but if he doesn't have a third land, then he can't cast anything because he's got to pay one to make his Ink Moth go.
Okay.
We probably want to play the Glimmer Void though, although it doesn't really matter that much.
It's next turn, right?
Yeah. Alright, now we use the Bell.
Okay. That's a good
Could
one.
have had nothing but gas. Shredder, that's not going to do much. Okay. Let's play a game called Don't Draw Land.
Yeah. Just let him go?
I think so. Like we can mill in the dark or we can do nothing. Those are our options. So
Well, there's Ink Moth Nexus, so that's great.
okay.
We
Yeah,
dead.
we're dead. Yeah. Mutagenic growth it up to 3/3 and then become immense it to a 10/10. Or 9/9.
Absurd card.
Yeah, I mean this is the best deck in Modern for a reason. It's not like they just picked one at random.
Yeah. Yeah, this is usually an okay matchup, but I think that top decking Ink Moth Nexus is like I said, we don't like our abrupt decay outs are negligible.
Yeah, I mean basically our deck just doesn't do anything in games like these because we don't have bridge. This
Right,
is
we didn't have
this is
bridge, we didn't have
basically-
pithing needle.
This shows the biggest weakness of the deck, I think, in this game, is that if you don't have a bridge going, then you don't win the game against some decks, and you only have until like turn 4 or 5 to find it.
Oh,
And
there's the bridge.
hey, we found it.
Yeah, we did it.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess we needed a Stirrings. Or not Mox Opal.
Yeah. Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good games. Hey guys, here for the wrap up of our Lantern Control video. Chris Anderson and Reuben Bresler for Team Cardhoarder, and unfortunately we didn't have the best record this time around. We didn't really get to showcase what the deck is capable of, and unfortunately a lot of the decks in the games that we did lose exploited a couple of the weaknesses that Lantern Control has. Most notably is the if they have a 0-powered creature that they can make bigger after combat, it's really difficult to deal with, like we saw against Affinity. Also against Infect, and this is just something that in general this is going to happen. If we don't get our bridge in line on time, then and their opponent is a creature-based deck, then we are like basically not doing anything. The deck, it does a lot, but at the same time it doesn't do anything. So all they need is a few creatures, and if we don't find that bridge piece, then they can run us over very easily. And that's basically what happened with Infect. We don't really have time to mess around against Infect. They will kill you, and they will kill you as fast as they can. So we need to get that bridge online ASAP, and we just weren't quite able to.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Glintnest Crane deserves a spot in the deck, is it's just more ways to go find your bridge on time. I don't think the deck can support 3, unfortunately. I think you want to have...
It's possible, but we would have to cut the Tezzeret.
Right.
Like, that's just something that you'd be interested in. I think I like Tezzeret a little bit better, though, just because it's so much more high impact.
Yeah, I agree. I like having the one Tezzeret, the one Crucible. The flex slots really are the Collective Brutality and the Spellskite in the main. And I guess one of the Academy Ruins could swap with the Ghost Quarter.
Sure.
Not really a flex so much. So the Collective Brutality and the Spellskite that are in the main shift in and out with this C's. You could have the extra Abrupt Decay. These are all going to be in your 75, but it's all dependent on which you want to have in your main deck.
Right.
For the tournament that I played, I had Thoughtseize, but in the sideboard. But going forward, you might want something else.
Okay. Yeah, I think I really liked. I think that the games where we had turn 1 discard were a lot easier than the ones where we didn't. So I think moving forward, I would probably try the third Thoughtseize in the main over the Collective Brutality and just move that to the board. It's just a more efficient card in a deck that's all about efficiency.
Right. So we can move that Brutality over there.
Yeah, that's probably how I would do it.
The other things
I'd like to give the Surgicals a try. I haven't played a regular version of Lantern yet. This is my introduction to Lantern Control, so I don't really know whether or not it's good or not, but I know a lot of people do like to play it. I'd like to kind of see for myself. I definitely don't have very strong opinions on it either way, but I do like the fact that it makes them shuffle their deck, so it's kind of like a one-time Bell use or Shredder use, similarly to how...
with some upside.
Right, similarly how Mishra's Bopple is a 0-mana Lantern use with upside. It might be decent. It kind of it's like a mix between like a Shreddery Bobble and a Pithing Needle.
Sure.
Kind of, because it just like takes one type of card out of
commission entirely.
Yeah, for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So it may not be good enough for the main deck, but it still might be like really important in certain matchups. So it might be a good sideboard card too. I'm not entirely sure.
Speaking of this sideboard here, these Grafdigger's cages I don't love. I never brought them in 15 rounds.
Okay.
Or of these 3 rounds, so in 18 rounds, to deal with cards in graveyards.
Yeah, it's something that you probably specifically want against something like Absent Company. So they gain like infinite life against you and then kill you with Red Cap or something, or just Kiki Cord.
So the cheapness of this and the ability to deal with both graveyard decks and library decks, I guess, is worth it. But of the cards I would consider most cutting, this is high on my list.
Okay.
I like Sun Droplet. I think it does a lot of interesting things, but it's primarily there for burn style decks, and you already have such a bad matchup against burn that maybe it's not worth the slot.
That makes sense.
And we did have it in one of our sideboarded games against the black-white whatever thing that timed us out.
Yeah.
It was okay there. Like
it actually lost us the game.
Yeah, but actually Sun Droplet realistically lost us the game there. So these 4 could come out. I like Welding Jar quite a bit. I think that even though we didn't bring it in, the style of decks that we want this, like Jund or even Zoo that has a lot of things like Quasali Pride Mage, this is just another stopgap to make sure our Ensnaring Bridges stay in play for as long as possible.
Yeah, I like the Welding Jars. I think I would probably keep those moving forward, even though we didn't get to use them.
Right. And we have these brutalities in the sideboard, which now that we have the 7 discards main, this would bring us up to 9 after board. Like I said, I had 1 main over this. But originally the list, I think, had 2 in the sideboard. So I'm perfectly happy with this lineup. And again, this Golgari Charm was a flavor thing for me personally.
Yeah.
Had we ever drawn it against Infect, it would have been great.
I mean, it did win us a game. So
yeah. So the -1/-1 ability is super important. A lot of the cards we want to get rid of are enchantments.
Yeah, Kills and Rest in Peace.
Blood Moon and Rest in Peace and Stony Silence. So this is not that bad, but we could also just have this be the 5th one and add in another Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
And I like having 1 of this effect. It's not terribly relevant in the metagame right now, though. So even this could come out. So this is we could test out Surgicals. We could try some other, other sideboard strategies in this area.
But yeah, overall, deck's really cool. It's really fun to play. May not be very fun to play against, but it's definitely a good time. I would recommend knowing what you're doing before taking it to an important tournament, though,
Yes.
because it's definitely easy to pick up some draws or timeout on Moto if you don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean that's just kind of the way that a lot of modern decks are. It's just like understand your weapon before you bring it into battle, So
Absolutely. And I think that for an event like the Invitational, which I don't know if this video is coming up before the Invitational or not.
Yeah.
Oh, it will be. Then this is the kind of deck I would want to bring to an Invitational based on the kinds of decks that people bring to Invitationals.
Sure.
It doesn't have the greatest Grixis Delver matchup, but it is perfectly reasonable. There's a video of me playing against Bernie Wen, for example, on camera where he was playing Grixis. And I think that this more than holds its own, and I lost that matchup because I mulled to 5 in game 3.
Sure.
This deck has a lot of game against anything that has Delver in it, and is pretty good against Jund. I went 2-1 against Jund on the weekend. And you can even metagame the sideboard and the main deck to be slightly better against those kind of decks where you're less likely to play against random stuff.
Yeah, I think at the Invitational, I would be worried about Infect, Dredge,
Yes,
Jund, Burn, Affinity, Green, Red.
So this deck has a favorable matchup against Infect. I have not yet played against Dredge, but I am told it's almost unlosable.
Yeah, Dredge is incredibly good for the Lantern Control. If you've got a bunch of Dredge in your meta, this is the deck.
Yeah. And I think that the matchup against Affinity and Infect, in spite of the fact that it does have some game and those decks are extremely powerful, I would still put this as a favorite.
Sure. Yeah, understanding what's important and what's going on is pretty vital to that, though, because it's easy to make missteps and lose games because of it.
Right.
And like we had a couple of just accidentally F6ing our turns. That's just never going to happen in real life, and that probably was the difference between a win and a loss.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I mean, obviously it's a little unfortunate, but with practice and with familiarity with the platform, all that kind of stuff, then
exactly.
The deck definitely is a lot better than our record would indicate, because we won the second match and we could have won that first match too if it weren't for the misclick.
Absolutely. This is the first deck I've played in 5 years where I went in cold, didn't know the deck at all, and felt like had I practiced the deck like even a little bit, I 100% could have top 8'd.
Sure.
I was 10-3, and had I won those last 2 rounds, I would have obviously top 8'd. Or even if I win and draw, maybe I didn't have that great breakers. But
sure.
I think that but then I ended up playing against 2 players who were much more familiar with their decks. Was the difference between 12-3 and 10-5, which is what I ended up with.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely think that this deck rewards knowing your weapon extremely highly. There's so many abilities and choices and choices that you can make in it, and card selection and things like that. So if you have some time to practice, I think that this is definitely one that people should have on their radar if they don't already.
Yeah, definitely. So, thanks for being on the show, Reuben. Glad to have you. And until next week, we will see you.